I'ma show you. I'm a king of rock, there is none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. Come on, my kingdom, you must see fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire.
Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
Wow! We did it again. Now, because I'm still new to this and the people who I invite on the show, first of all, thanks for tuning in. Sorry that I'm late. Yeah, I'm on CPT time, you know, color people time. Sorry for being late, but we're here. My guy, Dominique from Cedar Bluff Kennels, is trying to figure it out. He didn't get a chance to troubleshoot yesterday, but he's trying to figure it out now. And once he come in, we'll talk. But until then, it's me and you and me. Got my crystal light here. All right, so let's see. Is this him texting me? Let's see, another text. So I just got the bad news. They just got to do it another time. But you got me. So I'm just as entertaining, right? I mean, I'm not that bad looking. I mean, not bad for 53 in September. So you might as well round that up, right? So this is going to be interesting because I just got a text from Dominique, and he said that his computer has to update because with this program that I use called StreamYard, it's sensitive and it needs you to have the most updated browser, empty the cache, allow pop-ups. So he's trying to figure it out. But Cedar Bluff Rottweiler Kennels will not be joining us today. I just got the text. So this is going to be a nice intimate setting between me and you. I'm sorry I couldn't get to figure it out. But so I reached out to, well, Cedar Bluff reached out to me, and then I don't know how it happened, but it was organic. So come to find out, he has a few dogs with the same bloodline as my Rottweiler, Brutus, that I got from Romania. FYI, people, Brutus just received his BH. As soon as we get his scorebook back and a certificate, I will post the photos and some of the videos of his BH. He is now preparing for the IGP. And I will say this to be transparent. I saw the video of his obedience. You know, the BH is the part that has to be passed before you can go to the next phase. Even when he goes for his IGP1, the BH has to be done again. But he's only going to get graded for the BH and the protection and the tracking. So basically, graded again. And you have to pass all three phases. I would say this, being transparent, his BH wasn't beautiful. It wasn't perfect, but he passed. And remember, this BH, a lot of the scenarios, if not 80% of it, is off leash. So he has to have a sense of ability to be able to listen to the handler, in this case, which was Al Benuelos. So I'll be posting that, and I will have an IGP1, hopefully IGP1 Rottie in the family by the end of this year, if not sooner. But getting back to my guy, Dominique at Cedar Bluff Kennels, listen, I'm not going to put names out there because I'm not the one to really badger other breeders. I will say that other kennels, because that's like in the community. It's like dirty macking. That's what we call it in the black community, dirty macking, hating. And I don't do that. Now, I will call a spade a spade. If you come for me, I'm going to come for you. I have my personal beef with a couple of breeders. And trust me, when I say this, they came for me first. And I'm not that guy that takes the shit on the chin and call it another day. You want to mess with me, we can roll with it however you need it to be to resolve it. You want to take it to the street, I'll give you a park address. You want to go back and forth and show how loquacious and how garrulous you are via messages for the world to see the level of intelligence that you can put two sentences together and not make them run on sentences, because we can go there. So the two guys that I had beef with truly picked it with me, but they picked it with the wrong guy. This is not about that show today, but I will say that when I spoke to Dominique, the one thing I knew about this young, first of all, he's from the South, from Alabama. I'm born and raised in Mississippi, right? And right then we had some things in common. And I always gravitate to men and women who actually grew up in the South and not just from the South, or not just have roots in the South. I'm a born and raised individual in the South, and I have no soft hands. I cut grass to buy clothes during the summertime. So when I was talking to Dominique over there at Cedar Bluff, he was sending me photos, videos of his sire and the dams that he had and the puppies. And I would say this, man, he didn't send me no shitty ass photos. He was stacking these little monsters the appropriate way, showing what little bit of confirmation a puppy can have, making sure they're smiling for the camera. I mean, the guy was doing shit first class, and he's a K solo guy. He's doing it all on his own. And I applaud brothers who take the shit to the next level, and they put in the groundwork. They didn't take a helicopter ride to the top. They took the stairs. And I have to give kudos where kudos are earned to young cats who are trying to not only be passionate about what they're doing, but making sure they make all the necessary steps so when they interact with people from all walks of life, race, religion, culture, that he's able to translate in a way that good business is universal. So when we talked about other breeders and what he has to offer versus the other breeders, he has truly some well-bred quality Rotties who are not just big-ass dogs, shaped like Coke cans, no hips and elbows examined, temperament not tested. He's checked all the boxes. And I would say if I was to buy a Rottie from somebody, and I'm going to tell you guys, I'm like the black Rachel Ray here. Like they call me Ronaldo Ray. If I put my name on it, I'm using the stuff. And I will vouch for my man when it comes to getting quality, well-bred, working, and show line Rotties. They're going to work, but they're going to work and look good at the same time. I don't know about other breeders. I don't have a personal relationship with other breeders. I haven't tried to talk to other breeders. So I'm all in with him. And again, people, you have to understand that when what you see on the internet is a nanogram of the work that this man or any breeder puts in. I mean, there's a lot of sleepless nights in Seattle with these puppies being born at nighttime, whelping. The mama can sit on them, step on them, eat them, chew them, bite them. It's a lot of work, man, going into this. And my man Dom, he doesn't talk too much on the phone, but you know he's putting in work where he's at. And it's hot as shit right now down in the South. It's like I just came back from Mississippi today. And we're going to reschedule getting him on. But I want to say, man, that for him to be doing that in the humidity that is down there and make sure these pups are fine, you know, like I say, man, anybody who knows me personally and know me business-wise know that I'm not giving props to nobody who ain't earned it, you know, because as a former amateur bodybuilder, and I will say amateur because I didn't win the pro card. I qualified for a pro, but I didn't compete to get the pro card. But I understand the process. I understand the 6 days a week working out. I understand eating the same shit every day. I understand that everything else is second and that this goal, they give you a date for a show. Your coach is taking your money. Whether your coach is going to tap your ass $300 or $400, regardless whether you do the regimen or not, regardless whether you do the supplements, regardless whether you eat right, regardless whether you work out, he's still getting $300 from you. So it's up to you to be disciplined. To me, discipline is always doing everything when nobody's watching, right? And people like me, people like Dominique, we made all the damn mistakes so you don't have to make any. And again, and G. Childs, you hit it on the head, my man. Let me post this. It's hard to find good working Rotties. It is. That's a question mark. It is, because we as Americans, and I have to say that I fell into that trap too. Oh my God. That we get caught up in the looks, the aesthetics, the exterior, the tangible things we can touch, right? We get caught up in that. We get caught up in that even when our wives or girlfriends. You think our girlfriends didn't look good? There's something physically about them attracted us to them to want to have 2-sentence conversations with them, right? It is what it is, right? So to find good working Rotties, yeah, I would say it is. But again, you know, it's a balance, because I still like good looking dogs. Don't get it twisted. But I also want them to be able to work. It's really weird seeing a big muscular guy and he doesn't have a heart of a lion. He can't fight. If you're going to be big, man, be big with your heart too. So I would say that Dominique has the balance of really good showline Rotties, but he has the spice if people want to work him. So if you guys want to check out good Rotties, and again, I'm not saying anything bad about other Rotties. I've seen other Rotties kennels, and they're goddamn like sugar bears, man. They just, the agility, the mobility that some of these Rotties have, I'm not a fan of. I don't like the mushed in nose that the Rottie is called what was the Rottie that started that mushed in face look? Timitar. Timitar was the Rottie that had that new look. Just like you guys who in Adobe world, Fedor, or correction, let's go back. Fedor Del Nazi had that muscular look that most Dobies didn't have, right? And then Fedor Del Nazi produced Cedar. Cedar had that mean look. Then the gene pool started. Then you start seeing a dog like Hunter. He had the look of his father, Cedar. So people look at certain things, but yeah, I don't do the mushed in face on a Rottie. I like them to have a big nose, the proper size muzzle, etc. But work. So you again, people, me and Dom is going to be doing a breeding with Brutus. I haven't bred him yet, so I know when he does, he's probably going to have 1 trillion sperm, and it's going to be a glorious one because, like I said, he got his BH last weekend. I've been working on the IGP. But let me take some comments and questions. And we talk about some stuff that we was going to talk about. This is a good one right here. Dom, your program, yeah. And I want to say, man, that in this social media world, man, and I was talking to another guy. You guys got to check this guy out, man. The name of his kennel, let me give it to you. I'm getting some real cats online, man. You know, I'll fuck all this granola talking about how to walk a dog. I'm getting some guys that's putting new twist on it. So I've been chopping it up with a guy named Ben, right? And Ben runs this kennel. And the kennel, I want to make sure I pronounce the kennel right. The name of the kennel is called Country Mountain Masters. Go to TikTok and look up Country Mountain Masters, and he's on Instagram too. He's a recently retired professional IFBB pro bodybuilder, and he has his own ways of taking care of his dogs, raising dogs, and feeding, and the reasoning behind it. And it's quite interesting, man, because he makes a lot of goddamn sense where, like, if you keep your dog on kibble, your dog's gonna go to the. He was making it like the vets and the dog food industry are in cahoots together, because they're gonna give you this crap dog food that makes your dog sick. Your dog's got to go to the vet. Now the vet gets paid. It makes sense, man, because this doctor, he's a herbalist, where his name is Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi was a holistic guy who said he had the cure for AIDS. Yeah, he had the cure for AIDS with special herbs. He mysteriously died. Shortly before he died, these pharmaceutical companies come out with medicine that can lower the ratio of detectable cells of AIDS to 0. Now, if they can lower it to 0, you think they can eliminate AIDS in general or cure it? Possibly. And at this point, I don't know who to trust when it comes to the state, local, or federal government, but I do listen to what they have to say. And it's amazing because Ben has some great points. I mean, if you go to his page again, even on TikTok, man, he's got his Country Mountain Masters. He got these these dogs are over 200 pounds each, and he breeds. One of the reasons what he breed for is size, because he lives on 100 acres in upper New York, and the people that buys his dogs need dogs that can cover some ground, but more importantly, defend against wildlife like wolves, bears, and he has the dog for him. So we're gonna put him on next Sunday for our one-on-one, because I like to engage with you guys and see what you guys have on your minds, and just talk about the things that we should be. But, on a lighter note, me and Leo and our videographer, Miles Meyer, season 3 about to crank up. And guess what? The first thing we're going to talk about? Ear taping. Ear taping. We all got our own methods. Ear taping. And so I have my own process. But if you notice, guys, there's not a lot of video out there that makes ear taping easy. and less stressful. And Leo has been taping ears just about as long as I have. And I've been taping ears with the help of that one video where they use backer rods. But we're going to have another guy. The name of his site is called Country Mountain Masters. Yeah. Ben is owner. The name of the game of the ears, man, is so important because people get these dobies, and I can say this because I know a couple of guys, some of them my dear friends, they get these dobies. It's cool, it's cute, it's trendy, and they literally don't remember or forgot or can't adjust to the constant ear taping. And I tell these guys, say, you get one shot at getting this right. And after that, it's either taping for life or one ear or both ears are going to flop. If you're not going to stay on top of the ears, people, don't get them cut. Don't crop them. Keep them natural. Some dobies look good with natural ears, to be honest with you. So think about it. Think about, are you willing to do think about it. Think about the process. And if you do it right, you'll win. You know, like some people get two puppies and they're playing with each other's ears. Well, you know what? There is stuff you can spray on the ear tape. It's called bitter apple or yuck. And they lick that stuff one time, they ain't dealing with it. Because if the Europeans, I used to see breeders with a whole litter of newly cropped dogs with ear tapes, and they even had the wiring underneath the chin, over the ears, and the puppies are not playing with the ears like that. So it's possible. You're only dealing with one dog. So just be acting with you guys is really great. You know, what does it say? Dr. Seaby proved his case in court for his natural remedies to cure AIDS. Yeah, but you know what? Doug? The government want to make money on that shit, man. So listen, I truly believe that AIDS was a man-created disease, and you know, we know somebody who fell to the wayside because of the HIV virus, which it promotes into AIDS, immune efficiency AIDS. Autoimmune deficiency. Yeah, so it makes you can die from a common cold because your immune system is completely shut down. So anything can kill you because you die from common colds and stuff and not from the actual AIDS virus. But enough of that stuff. We're beyond that now. Let's talk about something that's been a topic of discussion. And it's kind of dear to me because I get a lot of heat, man. I get a lot of hateration on this, you know, dog treadmills. I see humans on treadmills at the gym. And those are motorized. And for me, I think in a big city like Los Angeles, and I don't know where you guys may live in Dothan, Alabama, or Tyler, Texas, somewhere where there ain't no leash laws going on. But here in California, you can't have a dog run in a park off leash. It's not happening. You will get a ticket as long as your arm, and your dog may get impounded until you get until you get them neutered or spaded. So I'm not big on that. Who's this calling me? Homeboy. You gotta call me back now. I'm doing a live chat now. And I do the treadmill thing because it's a controlled workout environment. My dogs are not competing with other dogs. He's not going to get attacked by other dogs. He's not going to attack other dogs. And he loves that shit. And he controls the speed. So people, stop DMing me and sending me hate mail and you wish I'm dead. And this is bananas, man, because none of you guys will even come to the same county and tell me this shit in my face. It's just bananas, man. So stop with the gigabyte gangster stuff, man. But yeah, y'all need to check out Ben, and and I'm bringing people on, man. Listen, these people like Ben and Dominique, Ben and let me see what the name of that kennel is again, because I had it right. Because I really want you guys to really start following him because his shit is entertaining, but it's informative. Country Mountain Massive, and follow Cedar Bluff Rottweiler. Support those guys because they really got some good stuff to say, man. But in regards to that, man, it's just stay off the gigabyte gangsterism when it comes to that. So I take a few questions, man, and if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you where to go. Right? It says Denise Gawkins. Nutrition and growing puppies is very important. Finding highly qualified food is difficult. Out here in California, we had a good results with Kahoot label. It's a USA brand. I'm going to check that out because I've been using this stuff right here. I'll tell you what the name of it is. And I've noticed when I do kibble, it keeps weight on them. So I get it off of Chewy, which is owned by, I think, PetSmart or Petco. And it's this stuff right here, man. It's because my boys, when they're in training, they're Al has them on a strict training regimen. And when a dog is training, he's losing weight because he is definitely exerting more energy. He's burning more calories. And it's hard to keep weight on working dogs when they're working every day. So this stuff, I couldn't pronounce it correctly, but I'm going to try to. It's called, let me see, can I put it right here? Yeah, this is stuff you guys can try. If you're trying to add weight on your dog with kibble only, this is what I recommend. Again, I've had some success with other stuff, but this stuff right here, man, this has made it work. That stuff right there. That right there is good stuff. Right. So that's what I use. You guys want to put some weight on dogs. But if you know what you want, so I guess, yeah, my man, Slikey, Slikey must like Slikey B, Doug. But if you know what you want and looking for, eventually you'll find someone. They'll find some, but even their states got better than us, and the European always been on top. Thank you. Thanks to Gerald for all the information. Appreciate that. And what did Doug say? Facts, man. Facts. People who bitch about that, man. First of all, they're not even homeowners, and they don't even own a dog. And if they did, they wish their dog can do half the shit's mine doing. And it's wild, man. It's man, you make it seem like we killing a dog, man. So yeah, so let me see here. What did Vanessa say? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, Vanessa, if you get a treadmill and you teach them how to run on that thing, make sure you get the right harness and you chain them up properly on it so they won't fall off. But they will get amped up when you pull the cover off of this treadmill. And they can cover 2 miles in 8 minutes or less. And this will, what takes you 14-mile bike ride, they can do this in 8 minutes. And then guess what? They're done. Take them off, let them rest a little bit, then let them drink some water, and let them chill. And now they're not going to be barking and whining because Dobies whine. They whine big time. So let me see some. What did here we go. Fun starts in a couple of weeks. Corey Martinez, cool. The fun starts in a couple of weeks. How is the quality in Canada, Scott? That's a good question. Slikey, you can answer that question because I've only been to Canada to party. So I don't know. Let me see. Puppies are 2 weeks old. Yep. Corey Martinez has a litter on the ground with Casanova, and they're beautiful, man. It's like LL Cool J say, we did it again, another album. And that's a great litter. It's going to have everything you need. If you want a great, great pet, or you want a great pet that can work, I think this is going to be the litter. And he's got most of them sold already. Yeah, so from Duro that to another. Thanks for touching on the working. Yeah, man. And you know, Rotties have some of the same DNA as Dobies. And I would say this, and I love Dobies, so don't get it twisted. But I really think that Rottweilers, from my perspective, and this is only me, that they're really the Rolls Royces of dogs. And I would say it's because they have the right size. They have the right size head. They have the right prey drive when you get the right one. They have the right power. They can be flesh wound dogs or they can be flesh removing dogs. And, you know, and I love them with the tail on. Believe it or not, man, they look badass with the tail. So I wouldn't have it no other way. Yeah, let me see what else here. High protein, a lot of yeah. That's for humans too. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, that's for a lot of humans. What do we got here? Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I gotta let you guys see who's leaving these comments. You know, so but let me give you guys these guys on Instagram and like if you guys want to follow Cedar Bluff on Instagram, that's his information. Okay. He's got a very professional page on Facebook. Let me get that Facebook page. Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, so that's how you copy and paste it from the in the site. Yeah, so just type in Cedar Bluff and for Facebook. That's his YouTube channel. And let me get you guys. Let me just give you guys Ben's information because he makes you, man. He's almost like that Andrew Tate guy, man. I'm not shitting you when I say that. And it's a lot of people that talk a lot of crap that talking in circles, but this guy makes a lot of sense. It's like you were seeing it, but you wasn't paying attention, right? So yeah, you were seeing it, but you wasn't really paying close attention. And when he talks, man, it's beautiful because he will call it what it is. He don't sugarcoat anything, and you got to respect his candidness and his passion for this breed. Yeah, this is it right here. Ben White Mastiffs. You gotta check him out, man. And I posted a couple of his his reels, and the one I posted was straight up gangster. Straight up gangster. Let me give you a TikTok too. I'm all about helping people out, you know, but I'm also all about being informative. Hold on. Hold on. Country Mountain Mastiff. Here we go. 68,000 followers on TikTok. And he had 1.2 million views on that link that I had posted on my page. And he leaves it out there. He's like, yo, you got my number, you got my address, come talk to me. And he's really good with that. So I like transparency. Nobody's perfect. It is what it is. See, what's this? What's this? What do you think about the tail docking D on Adobe? I would have to agree that to me it looks better with the tail docked. Only because that's the only visual picture I've ever seen of a Doberman, whether his ears are done or not. But to eliminate it's almost like a kid growing up, beautiful kid, but he has a birthmark on his face. So the first thing somebody sees is that birthmark. Well, when you have a Doberman all natural, unaltered, ears and tails attached, some people can't determine if it's a coon hound or what. So I think to be distinctive, so people can differentiate the two, tail docking to me is a very imperative aspect of the identity of the dog, of the breed. So I believe that. Yeah. That's another thing I got into with one of these gangsters. They was talking this crap, man, about crop in the ears is so cruel. It's inhumane. I'm like, wait a minute. These dogs don't remember the pain, right? It wasn't traumatizing. Like for me, I don't remember being circumcised as a newborn painful. And I know they didn't give me no medication. They didn't put me under. Did they? Now I know in some of the Jewish communities, they don't do circumcision, but they also don't do embalming of their people. So they don't embalm. That's why they have funerals within 2 or 3 days. And I think some of them don't believe in circumcision. But I'm not Jewish. So I don't remember it being painful. So how is it we can talk about what's cruel and inhumane on animals, but then our parents, our mothers and fathers signed off on having us mutilated? Isn't that mutilation? I was born with foreskin. You removed it. How cruel. I bet you guys would never have it no other way. Right? No other way. So back off of that cruel and inhumane aspect of it. It's total malarkey, man. I can't imagine a tail on Adobe. You know what? I haven't seen one in the United States with a tail. Let's see, what's it? Didn't you say? What's she say? Exactly. Never remember any pain from being so. I'm telling you, man, and when I said that, it shut everything down. You know, everybody want to be, not everybody, a lot of people want to be relevant by expressing something that doesn't make common sense. And that was an opportunity to shine. And people chimed in. And then I did what? I did a Dr. Bombay. Those who know who Dr. Bombay was, he used to come fix some shit. Sometimes he fixed the shit too good. Sometimes he messed the stuff up worse. But on Bewitched, Dr. Bombay was was the doctor. So what I did, I played a head game. Circumcised. And you know what? In certain parts of Africa, Google it. You see it on National Geographic. Some of those indigenous living people, women get circumcised. Yeah. That's some of those African tribes. It's not customary here in the U.S. at all. And they get circumcised at a teenage. It's part of the going into adulthood process. So I've watched that on National Geographic, and it was pretty brutal. And I think they're circumcised the men at a certain age and going into manhood. And it's crazy as shit. But I don't even want to get onto that, man. Let me see what else here. Oh yeah, they believe in circumcision according to the Talmud. Some still bite off the foreskin with bare teeth. Yeah, that's painful as shit. That's the most sensitive area other than our nipples on a man and our fingernails. Very sensitive. So yeah, man, this is getting cool. I'm totally in agreement with the doc and hair cropping. Now, you know what, man? It's the people think taping is bandage. That ear taping is deep. Man, listen, I got Titus ears right now taped, and they've been taped up for 10 days with the same tape. And as long as you keep them dry, they can last good 2 weeks, and then you clean them up, retape again. Because, see, he's cutting teeth now. His grown teeth are coming in. And I don't want one ear, because one ear was flopping a little bit when I let it stay off for about a half a day. So I retaped it. Stay on top of it, though. That's paramount. And, oh, yeah. So when we do our podcast, our first season 3, episode 1, about ear taping, there's a guy, that's all he does is ear taping. And he's in the Wilmington area, which is not too far. It's outside of L.A. I'm going to put his Instagram. So you guys, we want to know who can tape ears. He charges a very affordable rate. Let me get it here. Because, he followed me and I followed him. I said, oh, ear taping. We need a guy like you in case, because I'm not taping nobody's ears but my own dogs. I'm sorry. I don't have time to deal with that. It's already very stressful taping my own boys and making sure they're on point. Let me type it in. Watch this. Johnny's _Doberman. Here we go. Johnny's _Doberman _ear postings. He's based out of Wilmington. I'm sure that he would come to you for an additional fee. But if you're in the Wilmington area, he tapes the ears however many times you want him taped. I'm going to put his information up here. He's going to be on the show too. That's him right there. And he's been doing it. Go to his Instagram page, subscribe, click on it. He's got some styles, different styles of ear taping that he does. He put the bridge in the middle too. I usually do that. But then I only do it when the ears are being spread out and his head is too narrow. So when his head is wide enough, I don't do the bridge when I'm only having an issue with one ear. So that's the guy we're going to bring on about ear taping. Let me see here. Yeah. Old guys remember Dr. Bombay. Yeah, John, you know what's up. That was a good shows, man. Samantha, is that protein fat ratio high for the average Dobie? No, it's not high, but what it does is, the proper amount of fat is needed for energy. protein is needed to promote muscle growth. So high fat, high protein diet is the way to go if a dog is working. For an average doggy that's not working, he'll definitely fill out. But then again, I don't feed grown dogs who are not training twice a day. I feed them one big meal a day at the end of the day. G Child 702 must be from Vegas. The anti-tail docking and ear cropping crowd are okay with spading and neutering. That's another goddamn contradiction. They believe in cutting a dog balls off, and then they try to tell you, and they don't have medical license. They're not a licensed vet. They're not even a vet tech, saying when you cut the dog balls off, it prolongs his life. Where are you getting that from? Where you read that? Well, what internet page you get that on? That's so untrue. The animals were born with testicles and ovaries for a reason. Whether they use them or not, that's different. Now, are there medical reasons why you should get the testicles? Yeah, if they have a prostate issue, you got to get the dog neutered, or he's going to have medical issues. But that's because of a medical condition that has been identified. I don't pretend to be a vet. I may play one on TV, but I don't pretend to be one. I never thought about the spay and neutering crowd being the same. Yeah, but they are. And there's a lot of vets out there those vets that are not a reproduction vet, like the regular ones that you guys go to, or even that Banfield stuff up in PetSmart, whatever. They don't believe in reproduction. They don't believe in responsible breeding. They believe in adopting and neutering and spading. Well, if listen, I adopt 2 cats. I got 2 cats. I adopted one of them. The other one was Stephanie's already. And I will adopt cats, kittens. And I would say that I'm not breeding them. They're fulfilling their purpose. They're great pets. But if I'm going to pick an animal that's for a purpose, he's going to be the dog that I want him to be, the breed that I want him to be, the sex that I want he or she to be, the color I want he or she to be. I'm picking and choosing. I didn't pick which sex my last child was. Jesus did that. I didn't pick if you're going to have hands the size of mine at 10 years of age, which is almost the case. God did that. But when it comes to these goddamn animals and goldfishes and ferrets, whatever, I'm picking the color. If I want a parrot, he gonna look like Toucan Sam. You're not gonna give me an animal and I gotta be responsible for his life by default. I'm not doing that. Like Mike Singletary said, can't play with him, can't do it. But I love all animals, and I do believe that every animal has a purpose on this planet, and we as humans are responsible. In the Bible, it said, I'm not a big Bible reader, so don't even try to go there. But somebody did quote it for me, and I saw it. It says, we are the keepers of the beast. The beast is a general term for all animals. We are responsible for all of them. The gorillas, the snakes, the possums, the bugs, we're responsible. We hold the key for them. And we have to do it responsibly. And a lot of us don't, you know. Brandon Morales. To what age can I ear tape? Mine over 4 months old. His teeth are already falling out. Getting him new ones. You better keep taping. Let me do this. There we go. Cool. So teeth are made of minerals, nerves, and calcium. The ears, the cartilage, hardens up because of calcium. When a dog is cutting his grown final teeth, he will become calcium deficient. Why do you think there's calcium supplements for these dogs? for their teeth. Why do you think in their bone, if they're growing puppies, why do you think all the calcium is usually the calcium, supplemental calciums, pills or powder form or carbonated form are made for puppies? Because they're growing. They become calcium deficient at some point. So when you become calcium deficient, the ears will droop and flop because the body is telling the dog, we're going to focus on these teeth right now. That's more important. So what do? You supplement by adding. So I would say, man, depending on what type of cropping, whether it's long crop or medium show crop, keep taping until you see permanent results. It may be taping for 2 months. It may be taping for 5 months. It may be taping for 3 weeks. Every dog's different. This one right here. Doug's bringing in them statements and questions, boy. I like that. What is a good age for cropping? Here in my area, VA, a few vets that practice cropping has different age requirements. So prefer age as possible. I prefer young as possible, and some wait until 4 months. Now, you wait until 4 months, that's the borderline. Like, at 4 months, you may need to let it go. I would say a good age for ear cropping between 8 to 12, I say 10 to 12 weeks. That's a good age. 10 weeks. Some people do it at 8 weeks. But I would say, to be safe, 10 to 12 weeks is a good age. You're trying to crop grown dog ears, they ain't going to stand unless you do battle crop. Battle crop is the low crop, like I used to have on Bo. When I rescued him back from the owner he had, the dude didn't stay on top of the ears, so we had to cut both of them down. Battle crop, you don't need no taping, no posting for battle crop. So yeah, so I would say 10 to 12 weeks is pretty much perfect, because now they are of the age that they can take the anesthesia to go under, because these dogs cannot be awake when this is happening. Impossible. And survive. Best kibble for dobies. Man, I just gave you guys one of them. But, it's not just for dobies, man. Dobies are dogs, too. Right? Let me give you this actual dry food offer. That's what I use to put weight on them. But that dog food right there, people, on Chewy.com is damn near $90 a bag delivered. Now, because I have more than one dog, I got 4 dogs, 3 dobies and 1 Rottie. I use Nutra Nugget that I get from Costco. And when I try never to feed just raw kibble. I try to mix in the raw beef blend that I get from my guy at LaFoon.CND Foundation. Let me give you that guy's site. Oh, this is cool. So I'm gonna give Rich DeBerry, the owner over there at LaFoon.CN. Me and him have partnered up, and he's able to give my people, my followers, my subscribers, my people, a permanent discount of 10%. And I know you guys may say, that's not a lot of money. But I tell you what, when you buy a bunch of shit from them, the classic blend, the premium blend, the bison and venison blend, that 10%, man, depending on how much you buy, can be $30, $40. And that shit adds up. I mean, dogs are a luxury, not a requirement. And every bit counts. And if I feel like I'm winning a little bit by giving a discount, I'm cool with that. So type in that and use this code right here. And you will get the automatic 10%. Now, he usually runs sales on there. So you go to ifeedraw.com. He ships out 2-day air every Monday. So no matter what part of the region you're in, the lower 48 states, you get it in 2 days max. So use that code right there. Let me just edit this and put it all in one. Man, I love this this thing called StreamYard. Use code EDS 1911. So what does EDS 1911 stand for, you may ask? Well, EDS stands European Doberman Stud. 1911 is a year that the fraternity that I pledged 30 years ago, it became incorporated, 1911. So made it simple. He tracks the orders, and guys, support him. I'm gonna tell you, man, go on his Instagram page, because what's funny but sad but true is that he did a link. He did a series, a reel on how tasty his beef blend tripe look compared to, and remember, his beef blend tripe is not for consumption of humans. You can't eat that. But he went to the grocery store, La Fundación K9, that means the foundation. He went to the grocery store and picked out a tube of beef, like ground beef, right? And he had a tube of his 2.5 pound beef of premium blend, right? A tube, right? And he cut them up in the middle. And the tripe, man, had all the dark color redness. It was juicy as shit. And it didn't have that much fat at all, because, the beef blend tripe has all the organs, the cow hooves, the beef itself, and it has basically very minute fat ratio. And then he cut open the consumptional beef, ground beef for humans, and it was damn, it looked pink versus red, because it had the fat ratio was like 30% fat. And I'm like, man, if I didn't know no better, the other one was made for humans, and the fatty one is made for dogs. So to me, man, those little things, it's a little bit pricey, but listen, I can go to Texas Tripe and get a whole case of some shit, and and it stinks up my freezer in the garage. And Rogers does good at Texas Tripe, don't get me wrong, but the communication is not there, because they're selling by the rows to all kind of people throughout the U.S. But I have a personal communication with Rich. If I have a problem with an order, I have a problem with something, or I want to get this venison and bison he's finna kick out, and his shit is exotic, man. It comes frozen. It's just, to me, hey, man, when you buy a Mercedes, you're putting premium gas in it. So it's what it is. And tripe that I get from other breeders like greentripe.com, horrible customer service, texastripe.com. If you cut the tube open, the tripe is like brown, light brown. So yeah, so let me see what else it says here. Yeah, European breed. How long will the ears be caused? Yeah, every dog's different. B. Backshot guy Riley. This brother bored as fuck talking about dog food. You got it. You got work. I don't know if that's a negative comment, but to me it sounds like obviously you chiming in, you're listening. So if you don't like what I have to say, log off, man. But you're not going to get no kudos, and you're probably in your bedroom that you grew up in as a kid, and you're still there, and you probably don't have a driver's license because you don't want to drive, and you're probably in junior college, and you call that college. So I'm not even going to go back and forth with this dude. This is the kind of hatred right here that doesn't do us as a people, dog community people, any justice. My dog loves raw food with his kibble. And I think, Vanessa, the reason why I do that as well, I mix the kibble with the raw food because I said this before. Like when I went out of town for this weekend, me and my wife, these people that come by, my people that come by and feed my dogs, they're not going to be doing all this preparation and deciphering how much pounds of raw beef blend and mixing it in with all the supplements for the calcium deficiency and the probiotics. They're not doing all that, man. I don't even want them to do all that. I put on gloves to do that. These people come in, feed dog, and leave. Come in, feed the cats, clean up the cat litter, clean the cat litter box, and leave. I don't need people coming here. This is not the hospital, man, where you got to change the bedpan and wipe off and fuck all that. Make it simple. You keep the kibble in their life because the dogs may have to be boarded somewhere where they're going to have to learn how to say, you know what, you're going to have to eat kibble. So I do, especially when you mix some medicine and supplement in with the kibble. When you're mixing it with raw meat, you can camouflage it where they would take that medicine and they devour it a lot quicker and a lot faster versus trying to find the best parts of the kibble and go around the medicine. So yeah, I do that. Oh, G. Charles. No! Hey, listen, you know what that means, right? We got that. We know about digs. Thanks for the support. Let's see what else right here. Josh Salmon. How much do your Dobermans go for? Hey, hey, you know what? Good question. A well-bred quality Doberman from a reputable breeder that knows what they're doing, they take care of these pets from the day they're born, would charge between $2,500 up to $4,000. And I see some people that charge all the way up to $8,000. Now, the breeders that charge $7,000 and $8,000, they have a clientele that is willing to pay that kind of money for a purpose, for a reason. I don't know what kind of packages they sell with it. I don't know if they do a lifetime communication, lifetime recommendation. I remember what ITT Tech, I didn't go to ITT Tech, but I went there. I went there to do a few classes teaching. And I remember at ITT Tech, they're not around no more, but if you graduate from ITT Tech, you have a lifetime guarantee of job placement assistance. That means that they will find jobs. Basically, they're just going on the classified ad and send you job listings, lifetime. So I don't know what kind of agreement they have with certain breeders, but their clientele is it's almost like, man, I used to do a lot of Burberry clothes. I'm not proud of that, but I do know that if I went to an actual retail Burberry, I get the same shirt that I would pay for, and again, I'm not proud of this. I will pay $200 for a Burberry shirt, but at an outlet in Vegas, I pay $150, $125. So you get the same product, but I guess it's the experience, and also what gauges the price of these puppies is, are both parents titled? Now, you got two parent dogs that are two titled dogs. Like if the mama has a confirmation title, a show title, or protection title, obedience title, breeders can justify, you're giving me $7,000. And if they had all the health tests done, the minimal, the hips, the elbows, the VWD, DCM1, DCM2, DD3, DW, all them alphabets, the thyroids, people can justify $7,000 to $8,000 because they put in the money to say their stuff is proven. So $2,500 all the way up to $8,000, but the average range $25,000 to $4,000, and those usually come with full AKC breeding rights. I recommend it all the time. But will they come with, sometime when the prices are $25,000, that's not including ears, but it's including tails and dew claws. Ears for breeders is a lot of work, man, because you got to clean the ears. The ears got stitches on them. The other puppies are licking on them. So, the price going to be geared on whether they come cropped or not cropped. Do we feed kibble twice? I do on puppies. On grown dogs, no. But when I feed kibble, I'm feeding them with raw beef blend. Or if I'm feeding twice a day, I'm giving them raw chicken twice a day. I'm going to start introducing Titus, since his grown teeth are in now, to raw chicken for the first time, either today or tomorrow. That's going to be an experience. Every dog I've had no issues with them, but new puppies, he may play with it. I give it a try because Roy Canaan ain't doing it. Roy Canaan gave my dog gas. We also started giving some raw chicken 2-3 times. I wonder how that turned out, because raw food put weights on dog real quick in the right places. Thanks, Son and Bonnie. Bino. Thank you, man. Hey, Jared, do you know about Schwarzkopf Dobermans and Gravita Doberman Kennels and Slovenia place a deposit on the brown female? Yeah, I know Jordan over there at Schwarzkopf. He's a good dude. He actually came to the States a few times. Him and Leo are really good friends. I don't know Schwarzkopf on a personal level. I know Jordan is the owner of Schwarzkopf. But I do know this. Jordan got good dogs. And his dogs are proven. He had a dope-ass dog, you guys. Every good kennel had a superior stud that trailblazed for him. And Jordan had this dog named Quiz. Quiz was badass. I think Quiz passed away, but Jordan's good people. I don't know too much about Gariva Dobermans. I don't know too much about them. But I will say, when you're dealing with new kennels, you better go off with somebody who does referrals. And understand that wiring money to them, if you don't get the damn Swiss account number right, it's going to bounce right back. So that's, listen, man, wiring money is always it's a stressful time for me because banks don't like wiring money to Europe anyway, not U.S. banks, without all these questions. So let's see what it is. There would be brown females with this new imported law. In August, the puppy will be 6 months with puppy being in Slovenia. Do you think getting it? Well, you can bond with any dog, as long as you start with the bonding. For me, it sounds weird, but when I get a new dog, a puppy, I feed him out of my hand. And that to me is creating a bond. Like I'm here to comfort you. I'm here to give you what you need and make sure that you're safe. So 6 months is going to be a long time, but 6 months, they're still babies. But I will be interested to know how much the shipping is going to be, because that's going to be a big fucking crate, number one, because the crate, the top of the dog head cannot touch the top of the inside of the crate. And it also go about weight. So that's going to be interesting now, man, how they switch that up. With the language barrier, 6 months, we'll have to learn a lot of being there. Well, yeah, but listen, we have to pivot. You have to adjust. And it's no different. You've adjusted to things that change on a whim and caprice. And it's the same concept. It may be a little bit more stressful because you're used to having them a lot younger. But 6 months is not that really far from 3 months. At least with 6 months, the breeder will have the ears standing. That's a benefit. You ain't got to deal with that if they're going to be cropped. If they're not going to be cropped in 6 months, you accept the natural look. So I'm going to end the podcast. I've been chopping up with you guys for an hour. It's been great. I enjoy this. I want to make sure I put these other banners up there one more time to show support. That's La Fundación de Foundation. Okay, that's our man Rich the Bear. He owns this site, I Feed Raw. Use that code, you get additional 10% off. And trust me, 10% is 10%. If you're buying about $200 worth of stuff, that's $20. If you're buying $300 worth of stuff, like I do, that's $30. That's 2 movie tickets. That's how much you're saving. Ben White on TikTok, he's killing the game. Good message. Ear-taping guy. If you just don't want to deal with it yourself and you want to drive to LA County, deal with him. Tell him Gerald sent you. Cedar Bluff Rottweilers. Go to their YouTube channel, click and subscribe. Hit the notification button. And let me put my shit up there too, man, because, you know, they got a brother trying to be monetized now, right? I mean, I ain't making that kind of money, but I ain't making no Cali Muscle money or no Vlad TV. But I'm making some, you know. But I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And I would say, guys, wow, it's got me going to the wrong site. Let me set my stuff up there. Switch accounts. There we go. I would say, man, you know, always be a believer in what you are passionate about. And if you do what you love, you will never consider it work. All right? So, that's my channel. Until then, peace out. And you'll thank me.